This episode is brought to you by CarterComics.com. It is your one-stop shop for all comic needs, whether they be graded or raw. Carter Comics has got it all. All you gotta do is go to CarterComics.com, use the discount code FREAKNET, FREAKNET. You'll save 10% plus free shipping on your entire order. Again, CarterComics.com, one-stop shop for all comic needs. Greetings, listeners, and welcome back to another episode of this freaky show. I am your host, Travesty, and with me this evening,
The Freak Joe.
for those who saw audio, they didn't see how dumb I looked while trying to do something different. For the video
I was doing
listeners, hope
something.
you enjoyed that.
Yep. I was mean mugging you while you were doing it.
Right? It's like, again, I can't find a comfortable way to introduce this freaky show. You think that after, I don't know, 9 years of doing it, we probably would have figured it out by now. I don't know why
Nah.
it's on
Nah.
right? I think at one point I did the
Yeah,
but,
that's a good one.
Yeah, right. Like maybe instead of doing the low somber, I need to go with the welcome or something. I don't know.
Like the Crypt Keeper.
Something, right? But do one of those like
Welcome to this freaky show.
Tales from Freaky Show. Tales from the Freak Joe. See? Look at that. Whenever we turn Freak Joe into YouTube content, that'll be the intro. Except like instead of them like going through like a front yard, through a door, down a basement, we'll just find footage of like creeping through Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then it's just and then boom, there you are, all skeletalized or whatever.
I love it.
Hell yeah. Joe, I've had so much fun playing the games that we've been playing over the last couple weeks here for this freaky show. I'm gonna triple down on it. We're playing another game today.
All right.
I don't know what it is lately, but my creative writing juices have been working overtime during the month of October here. For those of you who don't know, this is this freaky show. It is this freaking show. For those of you who are wondering, oh no, I'm in the wrong place. No, it's still us. But through the entire month of October, we pay tribute to Halloween and spooky things. We've been really focusing on the spooky part of the Halloween and spooky things. I think next week we'll definitely talk some Halloween. Obviously, next week is Halloween. Next Friday, the 31st is Halloween. We're gonna do our best to try to get 2 more episodes in, but we'll definitely have 1 more episode for you guys, and then we'll try to focus more on Halloween stuff. I did promise you that I'm going to talk about some murderers I happen to have worked with when I worked at Sears.
I forgot about that. That's exciting.
We're still going to do that. So depending on what we can do for you guys in the next week and a half here, we'll try to get 2 more episodes for you. If not, we'll just try to cram it all into one. So don't you worry. I'm going to keep my promise and talk about the murderers I worked with that I didn't know I worked with until after. But obviously we're going to talk about Halloween because we got to talk about Halloween if we're going to do this freaky show. But again, I'm going to triple down on the games. And Joe, this game is going to be called Freaky Did It or Freaky Didn't.
All right.
So what I got here now is I got a list of 10 serial killers. I know you're thinking, simple. Bundy, Gacy, Dahmer. No. These are lesser known serial killers.
All right.
So it's possible you may have heard of them if you're a deep diver into serial killers and serial killer podcasts and stuff like that. The big ones aren't here, though. So,
okay.
Here's the catch, though. Now, why is it called Freaky Did It, Freaky Didn't? Well, because of the list of 10, only 5 of them are real serial killers. The other 5 are fake. Unlike the previous games, you're not going to know the answer until the very end. So, I'm going to give you the name, the murder count, the area, a brief summary, and how they got caught, and the inevitable outcome of all of it. Of these 10, I'm going to read you the first one. You give me the answer. You can write it down. You can put it in the comments of the Zoom, whatever is easier for you. At the very end, we're going to compare. We're going to find out if you know serial killers or you don't. Because we're going to find out, Joe, if these folks freaky did it or freaky didn't.
All right.
Okay, first one on the list here, Joe. We have a Thomas Redfield. Thomas Redfield murdered 18 people in the Chicago area. A disgraced early 1900s physician who allegedly performed fatal experimental treatments on indigent patients, covering up death as medical complications. How Thomas was caught is a graduate researcher uncovered falsified hospital ledgers. Investigators reopened old files and located Redfield living under an assumed name, and he was arrested in 2002. He was found guilty on historic murder charges. He died in a psychiatric custody. So, go ahead and record your answer. Freaky did it. Freaky didn't. Let me know when you're ready, and we'll move on to the next one.
Oh, okay. I'm ready.
Okay. The next one on our list is Moses Sithole. Moses Sithole.
Sithole. Sithole.
Sithole.
All right.
Don't be Googling.
No, I'm not.
Trust you. Okay. Also known as the ABC Killer. 38 people murdered in South Africa. Specifically at Atteridgeville, Boksburg, and Cleveland. Summary: lured job-seeking women with false employment offers, attacking them in remote fields during South Africa's transition years. How Moses was caught, you ask? Well, he was tracked down in 1995 after a massive manhunt. DNA and fingerprints tied him to dozens of victims. He was eventually sentenced to 2,410 years in prison. So, Joe,
I'm sorry, 2,000?
410 years in prison. That's right. I know you're thinking, wow, 2,000 is a lot. 2,400. So, yeah.
That's crazy.
So, Freaky did it. Freaky didn't.
I've written it down already.
Okay. Evelyn Mercer, first female on our list here, murdered 12 people in the greater London, England area. Community volunteer who preyed on elderly neighbors, poisoning them through shared tea ceremonies and masking the deaths as natural causes. Eventually caught, a coroner's reviewing similar deaths discovered identical toxins. Police raids found a poison tin and handwritten journal of names. Arrested in March of 2011. She was convicted and serving a life sentence with a 25-year minimum. Currently incarcerated. So, Joe, Freaky did it. Freaky didn't.
All right, I've written it down.
Okay. Robert Hansen, known as the Butcher Baker. Between 17 and 21 victims. No accurate count on this one. In Anchorage, Alaska. Mild-mannered baker who kidnapped women and released them in the Alaskan wilderness to hunt for sport. After one victim escaped, police searched his home and found a map of burial sites and trophies from victims. Convicted on multiple murders, sentenced to 461 years plus life.
Plus life is very funny.
Plus life. Freaky did it. Freaky didn't.
All right, I've written it down.
Okay. Maria Crane, only 6, so not a large number. Still serial killer eligible. New Orleans, Louisiana. A seamstress who stitched victims' initials into garments, claiming it preserved their souls. Textile fibers and security footage links her to specialty thread used on several garments and was arrested in January of 2015. Was convicted and is currently serving a life sentence in prison. Freaky did it. Freaky didn't.
Okay.
Israel Keys is the next on our list with 11 murders in Alaska, Vermont, and Washington.
Really got around.
Right? Yeah, not just West Coast. Hit that Vermont. Is Vermont a coastal?
Yeah.
Coastal? Okay, so appreciate the ocean. Okay, oceans.
Mm-hmm. See the shining sea.
Right.
A serial killer he.
Nomadic killer who buried kill kits across the U.S. and struck randomly to avoid patterns. Uh, how did Israel get caught? Well, he used the victim's debit card in multiple states. ATM footage and FBI tracking led to his arrest in Texas. Israel confessed to several murders and died by suicide while in custody. Freaky
Wild.
did it. Freaky did
Okay.
it. Marcus Hale, 9 murders in Boston, Massachusetts. A night shift custodian who strangled lone late shift workers, leaving a folded handkerchief near each body. CCTV footage and fiber analysis from his janitorial uniform tied him to multiple scenes. He was eventually arrested in June of 2014. Currently serving a life sentence without parole.
Okay.
All right, next one is Joachim Kroll, known as the Rue Cannibal.
The Rue.
Yeah, I don't know if my German is right there, but clearly this was in West Germany in the Ruhr region. I don't know, Ruhr, Ruhr region, something like that. A quiet factory worker who killed and dismembered victims, occasionally consuming flesh. Police investigating a plumbing blockage found human remains in his apartment drain. Kroll calmly confessed to multiple murders, and in 1991 he died while serving a life sentence.
All right. That was number
Yeah.
7.
No, that was number 9.
That was number 9.
Wait, that was number 8.
That was number 8. Okay.
That was number 8. Yeah, I got 2 more. Did you miss one?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay. Number 9 is Daniel Crow. 5 murders in Seattle, Washington. A freelance repairman who left wind-up music boxes at homes following the break-ins that turned fatal. The maker's mark on a surviving box led police to a clock shop whose records named Crow. DNA on the box confirmed his involvement, and he was arrested in 2017. He pled guilty to avoid the death penalty, and he was sentenced to 40 years in prison.
They're giving a lot fewer years as the
Weird.
as the years go on.
Yeah. It's weird to think that, like, hey, you want to avoid the death penalty? Just say you did it. What do I get in return? 40 years. I mean, I guess technically, depending on the man's age, it could be a life sentence. But I mean, if dude's only 40 and he's doing this and he gets 40 years, I mean, if he can make it to 80, 85, then.
Right?
Yep. Ready for the last one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the final one is Pedro Rodriguez Fijo, known as the Killer Killer. Upwards of 70 victims, possibly more. This murderer, this murderer comes from Brazil, claimed to murder criminals and abusers in revenge for societal injustice, killing both on the streets and in prison. He was arrested in 1973, later admitted to many more murders while incarcerated. Served 40 years, later released and then rearrested for new crimes. Freaky
Okay.
did it or Freaky didn't?
Got it.
All right, Joe. So you got your 10?
I do.
Okay, we're going to start at the top now. We're going to see how you did. Like I said, 5 are real, 5 are fake. Let's find out who did it, who didn't. Thomas Redfield, Joe. Did he Freaky did it or Freaky didn't?
I got Freaky didn't.
Didn't?
Did not.
That's correct, Joe. He is fake, made up.
Feel like I'd know a Chicago serial killer.
Right? Okay. Listen, I tried to go to extravagance and unique as we go on. So got to start easy for you.
Yeah, yeah, I appreciate it.
Moses Sithole.
Did it?
He did it.
Yeah.
100%. This is a real serial killer.
I don't know why I'm fist pumping. That guy was fucked up. Pardon me. He was messed up. He was a messed up guy. Forgot the words.
The one good thing he did is be a right answer for you. That's the one good thing he did.
That's it. That's the only thing. His real sithole.
I was thinking Sithole might have gotten you. Like okay, that's too close. That's definitely a Travis thing to do. So,
I did briefly consider that. I'm not gonna lie.
What about Evelyn Mercer? Did it or didn't?
I think she did it.
Think she did it.
Yeah.
Evelyn Mercer is fake, made up.
Ah.
Never mind. You're still 2. You still got 2. What about Robert Hansen? Did it or didn't?
I think did it.
I think he did it.
Yeah.
Robert Hansen is real. That is a real serial killer. Mariah Crane, did it or didn't?
I wrote didn't.
Did not. Mariah Crane is fake. We got Israel Keys. Did he do it or not?
Did it.
He did it. That is correct. He is a real serial killer.
It's these like biblical named guys. It's just something about it.
Marcus Hale. Did it or didn't?
Is that 7?
Yes.
I wrote didn't.
No, Marcus is fake.
Marcus is fake.
Marcus is fake.
Oh, that means I got it right. All right.
Kroll. Did Kroll do it or not?
I said did not.
Kroll is real.
Kroll is real.
The Rue. Yeah. He rue the day right there, buddy. He is real.
Wild. You know, you always hear about German cannibals.
Yeah.
On the TV.
they really go for it there.
Yeah.
Daniel Crow, did it or didn't? Did he freaky did it or didn't?
I said did not.
He did not. He is fake. Daniel Crow is not real. And then finally we got Pedro Rodriguez Fijo, real or fake?
That one real. I'd say Freaky did it.
He did it. That's right. This dude killed more than 70 people, went to jail, got out, and committed more crimes.
Oh yeah.
But
no, not
a vigilante in Brazil. He went after.
That's why I said hell yeah for the record. I'm like, oh yeah, he's like a Frank Castle. He's the Punisher.
100%. Yeah.
He's a Dexter.
There we go. That is. So Joe, that was Freaky Did It or Freaky Didn't. I think you got 7 of them. I think you did pretty well on this one.
Nice.
Definitely redeemed yourself from well, I guess you did well on the first one too. You did fine on the first one too. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. But I did worse on that one that I've done in a while. So
but hey,
good.
Redemption. You did redemptions, I'm gonna say right now, right?
They were all like legitimately, I was wondering, is this real? Is it not real? Was it something you took from like CSI? Because like some of them sound, I mean, even man, to kill 38 people or to travel around and randomly kill people. And
you're close. I got a lot of inspiration from Bones.
Gotcha. Nice.
Yeah. Love the TV show. I still think like, man, I should restart it. But I got so many other TV shows that I'm watching. But when I was putting this together, I was like, okay, some of these I saw in Bones, and honestly, and when you sit there and you search like serial killers, like you can't find like an actual list of lesser known serial killers because you have to go find a list of serial killers and find the ones that you haven't even heard of. Like, okay, so here we go, and then it's that they're like, okay, now you gotta think of some goofy names or like or just logical names, but maybe a little bit off and some of that. It's like I said, creatively, I'm like, I don't know why I came up with some of these. It's nutty, but
It was good. It was good. I
thanks,
liked it.
man. I appreciate you. Appreciate that. But enough about me, guys. We are about to jump into what you all came for, and that is this week's Freaky Tale.
I got to go find it.
While Joe is finding that, I just want to remind you all that if you have not yet joined our Discord, please do so over at Freaknet Studios over on Discord. If you're curious on how to find it and you just can't seem to locate it on Discord, reach out to us on Facebook. I did post a link up there on Facebook. I guess I could do it again. Probably should, anyways. And also make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Freaknet Studios. That's where our cemetery tour is being released throughout the entire month of October. You get to see all the cemeteries that Joe and I visit out in Iowa. So make sure you do that. Make sure you subscribe to YouTube. Make sure you join us over on Discord and just be part of the fun all around.
All right. Just for fun. See what happens here. That didn't work at all. That's funny. All right. Trying a new thing. Seeing how I feel about it.
Yeah, get a feel. Like we're trying to create ambience. That's why I'm sitting here in the dark and ready to hear a freaky tale. I'm ready to go here. I am ready.
All right.
I haven't got it pulled up here so I can follow along too. Like it's my own personal audiobook.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I hope I found the same version that you've got pulled up.
I mean, we'll find out.
Yeah. So tonight's freaky tale is The Boarded Window by Ambrose Bierce.
And I sign up, love Ambrose Bierce. We've done several of his stories over the past few years. He has plenty more, so you're definitely gonna hear more over the next couple years. Love Ambrose, great storyteller. Sorry, Joe.
The Boarded Window. In 1830, only a few miles away from what is today the great city of Cincinnati, there was a huge forest. A few people who always wanted to move from one place to the next, made their homes there for a time and became rich. Then they left everything they had made and went west to meet new dangers and difficulties. For some reason they could not explain, they needed to make again and again the same comfortable life that they had just left. At the time of this story, the new houses were already empty and many people were moving to places further away from the towns in the east, but one man decided to stay. He lived alone in a wooden house in the middle of the great forest. He seemed to be part of its dark silence because no one ever saw him smile or speak an unnecessary word. He got the few things he needed to live by selling animal skins to the town. He grew nothing on the land. There was a little ground around his house where he cut the trees, but new plants had grown in their place. It seemed the man's interest in farming was dead. The little house, with its wooden chimney, had only one door, and directly opposite, a window. The window, however, was boarded up. Nobody could remember a time when it was open, and no one knew why it was closed. It was certainly not because the man disliked light and air, because when anyone passed that lonely place, they could see the man sitting in the sun on his doorstep. I imagine there were very few people who knew the secret of that window. But I do. The man's name was Murlock. He looked 70 years old, but was only about 50. It was not only years that had made him old. His hair and long beard were white, his gray eyes were empty, his face was very wrinkled. He was tall and thin. but I never saw him. My grandfather described him for me and also told me the man's story when I was a boy. He knew him when he was living nearby in one of those early days. One day, they found Murloc in his home, dead. It was not the time or place for asking a lot of questions about it. I suppose everybody thought that he died of natural causes. I only know that they buried his body near the house, next to his wife's grave. She had died so many years before him that nobody could remember her. That is the last part of this true story. But there is an earlier part that my grandfather told me. When Murloc built his little house and began to cut out a farm with his axe, he was young, strong, and full of hope. He had married a young woman in the town where he came from. She lived the same dangers and difficulties as her young husband. There is no picture of her. We know nothing about her character. We do not even know her name. One day, Murloc returned from hunting in the forest to find his wife sick with fever. There was no doctor, no neighbor. He could not leave her because she was too sick. So he tried nursing her back to health. But at the end of the third day, she died, mad with the fever. From what we know about Murloc, we can fill in some of the details of the picture that my grandfather gave me. When Murloc understood that she was dead, he remembered that he must get her body ready for burial. As he tried to do this, he made mistakes now and again. He was surprised, too, that he did not cry. Surprised and a little sorry. Surely it is not unkind to cry for the dead. Tomorrow, he said aloud, I'll make the coffin and the grave, and then I'll miss her, when she is no longer here. But now she's dead, of course. But it's all right. It must be all right. Things cannot be as bad as they seem. He stood next to the body in the evening light, putting her hair straight and doing everything without thinking. And he still had an idea that everything was going to be all right, that they could live together again like before. He'd never known anyone die. He did not know he was so unhappy that would come later, and never go away again. When Murloc finished his work, he fell into a chair next to the table where the body lay and saw how white it looked as night came nearer. He put his arms on the table and his face fell onto them. He was unspeakably tired. At that moment, there was a long crying sound, like a child lost in the dark woods. But the man did not move. That cry came again and nearer than before. Perhaps it was an animal. Perhaps it was a dream. Murloc was asleep. Some hours later, he woke up, lifted his head from his arms, and listened carefully. He did not know why. There, in the black darkness by the side of his dead wife, he remembered everything without surprise. He tried to see something. He did not know what. He was now awake. He stopped breathing. Even his blood slowed down to listen to the silence. Who? What had woken him? And where was it? Suddenly the table moved under his arms, and at the same moment he heard, or imagined he heard, a light, soft noise like feet on the floor. He was too afraid to shout or move. He waited centuries of fear there in the darkness. He tried to say the dead woman's name, to put out his hand across the table, to see if she was there. He could not. Then something terrible happened. A heavy body moved against the table so hard that it pushed against his chest. At the same moment he heard and felt something fall on the floor with a noise that was so loud the house moved. It seemed like there was a fight, and so many sounds that were impossible to describe. Murloc stood up. He put his hands on the table. Nothing was there. There's a moment when fear can become madness, and madness pushes us to action. With no idea what he was going to do, for no reason except the reason of a madman, Murloc ran to the wall, got his gun, and fired it. From the light which lit up the room, he saw a huge bear pulling the dead woman towards the window, its teeth in her throat. Then there was darkness, blacker than before, and silence. And when he woke again, the sun was high, and the wood was noisy with birds' songs. The body lay near the window, where the animal left it when it was frightened away by the noise of the gun. Her clothes were pulled away. Her long hair was everywhere. Her arms and legs lay in all directions. Blood, not yet dry, had run from her throat. It was badly, horribly cut. Her fingers had blood under the nails, and between her teeth was part of the animal's ear. The end.
He is a fantastic author. Love that dude.
Mm-hmm. He's big on creeping dread.
Mm-hmm.
Remembering that damned thing.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I hope you remember it because we accidentally did it twice.
Yeah, right. True.
Joe, what are you freaking thinking about? What's on your mind?
Oh, what am I freaking thinking about? On the recommendation of GCR, I started reading a book this morning. And it was so good that I finished reading that book this afternoon. There is a series of books out. Right now there are 7 in the series called Dungeon Crawler Carl. And it's just, first of all, it's very funny to me that there's a character whose name is Carl. I don't know why.
C or K?
C.
C, gotcha.
Yep. And it happens to be a book that he had started, that GCR had started reading about the same day that the news broke that Seth MacFarlane is getting ready to produce a new show that is Dungeon Crawler Carl. So this is a book series that's been out for a little while, and there's, like I said, there's 7 books in it already. Looking at the synopsis for book 7, I don't think it's the last book in the series. I think it's just the last book in the series so far. So, it is, after Game of Thrones, it's bad practice to pick up a book series that's not been finished yet. That being said, it is a fun series. It feels like, if you're a fan of the Dresden Files, it feels like a very similar style to Jim Butcher. If you like the Hunger Games, or you like the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, it feels like both of those books sort of slammed together with a little bit of the voice, like the writing style of Jim Butcher. So it's a very, like, it's a weirdly, there's some places where it gets weirdly sexual in a way that's like, it's fine, it's not high literature. But then there's also just like, it's, so if I may give you the premise, a man is sort of minding his own business in the middle of the night when his cat gets out the window and he's got to go get her. And so he goes out to save his cat, and all of a sudden the apocalypse happens. The world effectively ends. And there is a voice in the air that tells him to, basically, anyone who's listening, you have an X amount of time to make it to a door. And once you go into the door, you'll have the chance to win rulership of the planet that you are on. And so he, it's like 2 a.m. It's winter. He's in like a pair of his girlfriend's sandals, a pair of boxers, and a jacket that he threw on. So he goes to the door because his house is gone. The apocalypse took his house. So he goes into the door and he finds out that he is in a dungeon, Dungeons and Dragons style dungeon, and he has to make it to level 18 to win whatever you're supposed to win, and that's how the story starts. And it was very fun. It's a very fun little read. Like I said, is quick. I think on Kindle it was like 440 pages. The audiobook is about 12 hours long. I listened to it at double speed while I was doing other stuff today, and obviously got through it very quickly. So it's very light reading. It's very easy. I highly recommend it. Dungeon Crawler Carl, go pick it up. If you have Kindle Unlimited, which is like I think it's like $6 a month or something, um, it's free. The whole series is free on Kindle Unlimited right now. So, how about you? What are you freaking thinking about?
I had something. Yeah, I got lost in that dungeon Carl's in. What was I thinking about?
Serial killers, creative writing.
Oh, yeah. Um, I don't know. I don't know how much I don't think I shared anything on the podcast yet. No, I don't think I did. I think I was just personal conversations with you. But excuse me. By the end of this year, Freaknet Studios is shrinking. We are losing definitely one of our shows that we have. The Power Hour is calling it at the end of this year. December 16th is going to be the last show. They don't know what else they're going to do, if anything. Their whole belief is they ran the course of what they're doing here. They might explore something else. I don't know if that means explore it with Freaknet Studios or on their own. I don't know. But as of December, we will be losing the Power Hour. There might be another show we might be losing. I'm not quite sure definitively on what that all entails, but I think by November we're gonna have another show that's gonna go away. Which is fine. There's a lot of things that are happening that somebody else wants to pursue, which happy for them. I hope it works out. We're working on some stuff to, in a sense, collaboration stuff, but that'll all be kind of explained and finalized and stuff once everything goes through. To use a phrase Joey used. That being said, um, the first or second week of November, when this freaking show does come back, I'm gonna have a couple friends come onto the podcast. Nick, I think I've spoken about before on this podcast, is a former coworker of mine. We worked on and off for many years together.
Not the murderer.
Not the murder. No, not Sears. No, this is the stressful job. His wife has a very strong interest in podcasting, and as far as I know, she still wants to pursue that dream. And I'm gonna help her do that. I don't know if it's going to be an instant Freakin' Studios thing. I don't know. Obviously, I would welcome it. I would encourage it that way. Cross promotion and growth and everything could be a real thing. Also, for those who don't remember, Joe and I were talking about a Bible-based podcast that he would host, and I would love to still pursue that. So it's really about I've been thinking about how much it sucks losing like these shows and stuff. I mean, obviously when Fourth Mother Box turned into Scourge of Society, and then they ultimately uh, discontinued that show and focused a merger with Jedi Talk. I was like, man, that kind of sucks losing it. But hey, it's cool. We still got the guys. It's just in a different thing. I think the growth and the expansion is still going to be there with these other shows. I'm hoping get created and moving forward. I think Joe and I mentioned it to each other when we finished recording last week. The hopes and goals are 2026 is going to be our content creating year, especially with YouTube and everything like that, and getting stuff out to you guys. And I really want to pursue the Belly Up series that I came up with, and we can explain more to that to you guys when that gets forward. And that kind of coincides with the whole collaboration of what somebody else who is leaving Freakin Studios to go do and still kind of be a partnership kind of thing. So I've been thinking about that over the course of the last 2.5 weeks when I found out these two shows were no longer going to be Freakin Studio shows, but also my friend's wife been talking to me about creating a podcast, and obviously me mentioning to you how I still love to do that Bible based podcast, or if anything, a podcast that you host because you've been in the this world for nearly 11 years and have yet to have a show that you host, not just co-host. So
It's true. It's
um
weird.
yeah, Freakno Studio is always going to continue to grow, and regardless of what shows come and go that you see, it's never any hard feel. Well, the first one was, but that one's long gone. Um, these there's no hard feelings to them. It's just people have personal lives and personal dreams that they need to achieve, and obviously we're going to continue to be supportive to everybody. I don't know as far as the Power Hour what their plan. Like I said, I don't know what their plans are, but I think collaborations are still going to exist, and I think on YouTube there's going to be a lot of collaborations with some of the stuff that I have planned for hopefully build content. So, and that's why I encourage all of you guys, if you are listening to our show, to please go over to YouTube, subscribe to Freakness Studios. Not just watch the videos, but also subscribe to our channel because it does help us out. We are so close to being monetized, and I'm really excited for that. That'd be a huge milestone for us, and I would love to achieve that. If by the end of the year, that'd be incredible. Um, yeah, just just being the annoying headache I am, and striving to push people to do more for themselves, not just for me, but for themselves.
Word.
So I'm excited for it, and like I said, in a couple weeks when I have Nick and his wife on, and I don't know what we're gonna talk about. I have no idea the topics that we're gonna talk about, but they're excited to be on to talk. Justin, he portrays Tony Gabagool on The Loving Intoxicated Men. Will, who is Maximus Orion in Rocket Pro Wrestling, they want to come on the podcast and they want to do a collaboration thing and just come on and chat. They've seen what we have done with previous shows and how we do this, and they appreciate what we do here as a podcast. And I love being appreciated. I think what we do here is incredible because we're able to just BS, with our lives and make it entertaining where people actually want to listen to it. So, we do always want to bring on new guests, and we always want to bring on people, content creators, and talk about their stuff. That's always an open door for anybody. And maybe in 2026, when we hit season 10, I mean, we're gonna hit 10 years this next Saturday. Wait, next Monday is 10 years. So I don't know what we're gonna do about that, but whatever. Is it next Monday? It's the third or the fifth. I can't remember.
I don't know.
But not next week. The following week, we're gonna hit 10 years here on this freaking show, and we got
Wild.
nothing. We got nothing planned for it. Which is I'm okay with it. Like I said, I mean, it's it's a thing that makes me think that like we should be wrapping up season 9,
Mm.
and instead we're like 9 shows into it. So clearly we're about a season behind. But in 2026, again, the content on YouTube, maybe we'll kind of call back some old guests and stuff and catch up with them. And I don't know, I'd love to hear from Leslie Tom or GCR. Uh, these authors and directors and musicians that we've talked to. I'd love to kind of catch up and see what they're doing. So maybe that's
Mm-hmm.
be another thing for 2026. So, but yeah.
Nice.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
during the month of October, I am co-hosting this show with the Freak Joe, which means Cartoon Joe is on a break from here. He's not on a break from everything. So, if our listeners want to catch Cartoon Joe, where can they go?
If you need more Cartoon Joe, you can find him over at the Geekcast Live podcast at violentpress.com. You can also find him on Facebook, iTunes, Spotify, and Blue Sky by searching Geekcast Live.
Excellent. Guys, make sure you search this Freakin' Show and Freakness Studios wherever you find your social media, especially over on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to Freakness Studios. Make sure you join our Discord at Freakness Studios. We'd love for you guys to be a part of both those things. Definitely. But check social media, this Freakin' Show, Freakness Studios. We will be there. Continue to listen to our show if you want to. Make sure you give us a rating and review, whether it be Spotify or Apple. We'd love to get those ratings. But if you choose to watch the show, you can do so over at the Freakin' Studios YouTube channel. I'm guessing Joe is being summoned to hell based on that red light that he has. So we'll wrap this up as I always do, saying, as always, I'm Travis David.
And I'm the Freak Joe.
And thank you for tuning in to another This Freaky Show.